Daemon Targaryen. Depending on who you ask, he is either a hero who fights to protect his family, or an absolute monster who represents toxic masculinity, lol. Of course, if you ask the author himself, George R. R. Martin, he will tell you that Daemon is neither and both at the same time. He is a grey character. He is too complex to simply be evil or simply good. He is without a doubt a fan favorite character. But why? He is obviously a very interesting and capable character, played by a very talented actor who steals every scene he's in with his charisma and performance. But honestly, I don't think that Daemon was represented very well in the show. Like, the defining quote for this character is supposed to be, "Over the centuries, House Targaryen has produced both great men and monsters." Prince Daemon was both. In his day, there was not a man so admired, so beloved, and so reviled in all of Westeros. He was made of light and darkness in equal parts. To some, he was a hero, to others, the blackest of villains. But in the show, he's mostly a villain, and a lot of scenes where he shows love or compassion for his family have been cut. Except for the best one, of course, which was improvised by the actors, not written by the writers. If it wasn't for Matt Smith's amazing performance, I don't think I would enjoy the character as much as I do. I personally did not like Daemon in the first 2 episodes of the show. He came off as violent, brutal, arrogant, and honestly not very smart. He was a skilled warrior and dragon rider, no doubt. However, this did not make me think he had what it takes to be a king. I mean, his first introduction to us is when he sits the Iron Throne, which tells us about his not so hidden ambition to rule and to become king and have absolute power. Also the fact that he cheered about his dead nephew. I mean, come on, dude. Viserys was so justified in being angry with you. This pursuit of power, glory, and legacy defies Daemon as a character. But of course, that's not all there is to him. Daemon is also a second son, and as we see in episode 3, that means that he's a man with nothing to lose and everything to prove. This is perfectly seen in the suicide mission he leads against the crab feeder. Daemon has nothing to lose in this scene. Literally, he has no children as of yet, no land to call his own, and he has been exiled by his brother. He has nothing left to lose and everything to win. He needs to prove himself, to put his money where his mouth is and show everyone how skilled he truly is. For me, this was the episode where I actually started to respect Daemon. Sure, he may have a very high idea of himself, but he also has the skills to back it up. I was rooting for him all the way because I understood his motivations, and because he was fighting against the crab feeder, a man that was way more cruel and more evil than Daemon could ever be. Daemon's desire for glory and recognition and respect is something we can relate to, so we understand why he's fighting in the first place, even if Daemon's means of achieving these goals are not very honorable. For example, in episode 3, Daemon uses a white flag, a symbol of peace, to bait the enemy forces and then proceeds to attack them and break that peace. Westeros is a medieval world and does not have such things as war crimes. These things do not exist there. However, breaking the rule of a peace banner is considered to be a very shameful and dishonorable act, something someone like Ned Stark would hate. But Daemon does it, and we root for him, because we know that the crab feeder is so much worse than Daemon could ever be, and taking him down is worth committing a dishonorable act. We also want to see Daemon find some success for himself after he got ditched by both his brother and his niece in the previous episodes. Okay, so we root for Daemon when he fights against the crab feeder because we understand his motivations, and because his cause of liberating the stepstones from these pirates is a just one. But what about what happens after that? After episode 3, Daemon returns to King's Landing and he returns to being a jerk as well, grooming his niece, killing his first wife. I think you can say that he's no longer on the right side of the conflict here. Actually, I'd even say he's the one who creates conflict to begin with. If it wasn't for him causing the brothel scenario, then maybe things wouldn't have gone so badly. That's a true agent of chaos right there. Fortunately, Daemon seems to calm down after this mess. He marries a Velaryon and has 2 daughters, and seems to be a decent father to them. We also sympathize with him when he sees his wife die at the end of the episode. It's a shame the showrunners decided to cut the scene where Daemon comforts his daughters, because that really would have humanized him as a person and as a father. Instead, we got this. Thanks. I hate it. But anyway, should we root for Daemon in season 2? Like, you know, now that the Targaryen civil war is going to be a thing? What are his motivations now? And is he on the right side of history? What is Daemon's goal in season 2? What motivates him to fight for Rhaenyra? Is he on the right side? Are his actions justifiable? Well, this is simple and complicated at the same time. His goal is to take the Iron Throne. If Rhaenyra becomes queen, Daemon will become king consort. This is an admirable goal, for sure. But why is Daemon doing this? Is he doing it because he loves Rhaenyra and believes she should be queen? Or is he doing it for himself? Because of his desire for power? Did he kill Daemon to defend Rhaenyra's honor? Or did he do it to defend her and his claim? I don't know, guys. Daemon does not seem like much of a feminist to me. Well, still, I think it is a mix of both. Daemon may have loved his brother, but he also resented the fact that Viserys was just given the crown, because he was born first. Daemon had to earn the loyalty of his men that followed him, like the Gold Cloaks, while Viserys just sort of got it. And because of this, Viserys could never really distinguish between the people who were loyal to him and the people who had their own plots and schemes, like Otto, who Daemon tries to warn against. So, is Daemon doing this for his family or for himself? I don't know. I'm not sure about this myself. Now, one could say that this time his motivations are not important. The Greens are usurpers, and they just killed Viserys too, so technically his cause is a just one, right? It doesn't matter what motivates him as long as he's doing the right thing, right? But will Daemon do the right thing? The scene where Daemon chokes Rhaenyra serves as a reminder to the audience that even though Daemon has matured a bit since he's a father now and he's older, he still has the classic Targaryen fire and blood danger inside of him. A lot of people did not like this scene and said it was out of character for Daemon to choke Rhaenyra, but I think it makes sense because Daemon is unpredictable, especially when he's emotional, like when he beat the messenger in episode 3. In this scene, Daemon feels betrayed by his older brother for not telling him about the prophecy, but he also feels resentment towards Rhaenyra because he thinks that she is now inheriting the worst aspects of her father's leadership. So Daemon is still Daemon, and he is unpredictable.
And one of the grayest characters in the entire history of Westeros is Daemon Targaryen, the Rogue Prince. We took one of the sidebars and made a separate story out of it, the Rogue Prince. Daemon is the younger brother of King Viserys I. For a time, he was the heir to the throne when Viserys had no children. And then Viserys started having children, and he stopped being the heir to the throne. He's a notorious bad boy, a rogue in every sense of the word. He was a rival for Viserys' sister and his own niece, Rhaenyra, and then later he became the husband of Rhaenyra. He switches sides several times. You never know what side he's going to come down on. He's a very colorful and unpredictable character, and I think he has to rank up there as my favorite. But the book is full of what I hope are interesting characters.
Spoiler for the book Fire and Blood and Season 2 of House of the Dragon. Okay, you got the warning? Here we go. In Season 2 of House of the Dragon, something known as Blood and Cheese will take place. In the book, 2 assassins infiltrate the Red Keep and they gag the Dowager Queen Alicent, kill her maid, and then wait for Queen Helaena to come visit her mother with her 3 children. When she does, they slay her guards and force her to choose which of her 2 sons is going to die for the death of Viserys. Helaena pleads with the men to take her life instead, but they refuse. And so, she is forced to choose her youngest son, Maelor. She chooses to spare the life of her eldest son, Jaehaerys, because he is the firstborn child of the king and the heir. But it turns out this was all a trick, because Blood and Cheese killed Jaehaerys and spare Maelor instead, thus completely shattering Queen Helaena. Now, in the show we haven't seen Maelor at all, honestly, and I doubt he will even be included in the show. So Helaena will probably have to choose between her son and her daughter, with her choosing to spare her son because he is the heir and the daughter cannot inherit the Iron Throne. So the assassins will choose to spare the girl because of this, which fits with the overall theme of the show that women cannot inherit the seat of power of their house. At least, this is my theory. Anyway, how is this related to Daemon? Well, in the book, one of the assassins is captured and it is revealed that Daemon Targaryen was the one who orchestrated this plan. Yeah, that's pretty evil, Daemon. So, should we root for this guy? I mean, the show might change this, and it probably should. It probably will. And if that's the case, then yeah, I think we can still root for him. But what if Daemon shows the worst aspects of his nature in the following seasons? What if he commits terrible acts for selfish reasons? What if he betrays Rhaenyra? What does that make him? Should we still root for him? This is the question I want to end this video with, because even though I love Daemon and I understand why we root for him, I don't know if we should continue to do so in the following Targaryen civil war. I think it is clear why Daemon is George R.R. Martin's favorite character though. He's so good and so bad at the same time, it is incredible. He's such a grey and complex character, that it is impossible not to be fascinated by him. Anyway, thank you for watching till the end everyone. Please consider liking and subscribing if you enjoyed this video, or not if you didn't. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. I'll see you when I see you.